It was a typical Friday evening, and she had just finished up a long week at work. She decided to text her good friend, to see if he was free to hang out. To her surprise, he responded almost immediately, suggesting that they meet at his house to play some board games. She couldn't help but feel a flutter of excitement in her chest at the thought of spending some quality time with him, and eagerly agreed to his proposal. As she made her way to his house, she couldn't help but think about how much fun they always had together, and how comfortable she felt around him. She knew that they had a great friendship, but she couldn't help but wonder if there could be something more between them. She knew that she had feelings for him, but she wasn't sure if he felt the same way. She quickly pushed those thoughts out of her mind, determined to enjoy the evening and not overthink things. When she arrived at his house, he greeted her with a warm smile and a hug, and she couldn't help but feel a sense of homecoming. They spent the next few hours laughing, joking, and playing board games. And she couldn't remember the last time she had felt so carefree and happy. They both enjoy playing board games because it allows them to bond and connect with one another on a different level. It brings out their competitive sides, and they both enjoy the thrill of winning. They find it as a way to escape the monotony of their everyday lives and also to forget their problems for a while. Playing board games with each other also helps them to develop their problem-solving and strategic thinking skills. Additionally, playing board games gives them a chance to playfully tease and mock each other, which is always a source of amusement for the both of them. Communication is crucial for him when it comes to his relationship with her. He values her as a friend and wants to make sure that they always understand each other's thoughts and feelings. He wants to be able to express himself freely and openly with her, and he knows that she feels the same way. He believes that communication is the key to building a strong foundation for their friendship and keeping it healthy. It was a particularly intense round of their favorite board game, and the tension between them was palpable. As they were sitting across from each other, their eyes met and they both felt a sudden spark of attraction. He felt his heart race as he looked into her eyes, and she couldn't help but feel a flutter in her stomach. They both knew that they had feelings for each other, but neither of them had dared to make a move. As the game came to an end, and he reached out to shake her hand, she suddenly leaned in and their lips were inches apart. They both felt a rush of emotions, and for a moment, it felt like time had stopped. They both knew that this was the moment, but they didn't know what to do next. They both hesitated, and it was like a cold shower. They pulled back and just smiled at each other, unsure of what to say or do. They continued to play and talk as if nothing had happened, but they both knew that something had changed between them. They both knew they couldn't ignore their feelings any longer. And they both knew that they would have to talk about it and figure out what it meant for their friendship. It was a few days after the board game night, and they both knew that they needed to talk about what had happened. He made the first move. He suggested they go for a walk together, and she agreed. They walked in silence for a few minutes, both of them gathering their thoughts and trying to find the right words. Finally, he turned to her and said, "I know that we have been good friends for a long time, but I can't ignore the way I feel about you. I have feelings for you and I just wanted to let you know." She looked at him with surprise, and then smiled. She took a deep breath and replied, "I'm glad you said that, because I feel the same way. I've had feelings for you for a long time and I didn't know how to tell you." They both felt a weight lifted off their shoulders and they smiled at each other. They both agreed that they wanted to take things slow and see where their feelings would lead them. One night, after a romantic dinner, they decided to take a walk in the park. As they walked, they talked about their future together and all the adventures they would go on. They both felt a sense of excitement and nervousness, and they both knew that the moment had finally come. He stopped and turned to her, taking her hand in his, and leaned in. She closed her eyes and tilted her head slightly, and their lips met in a soft and tender kiss. It was the first time they had kissed and it felt like magic. They both felt a rush of emotions and they knew that they were meant to be together. She had always dreamed of a guy like him, someone who was kind, caring, and understanding. She had always imagined him as a prince on a white horse, who would sweep her off her feet and take her away to a magical world of love and happiness, who would support her, who would be her best friend and her partner in life. She had always wanted someone who would make her feel special and loved, and who would accept her for who she was. When she met him, she knew that he was the one she had been waiting for. He was everything she had ever wanted in a partner and more. He was kind, caring, and understanding, and he always made her feel special and loved. He was her best friend, her confidant, and her partner in life. He knew that he was incredibly lucky to have her in his life. She had a beautiful smile that could light up any room, and a heart of gold. She had a sense of humor that could make him laugh even on his toughest days. And she was always there to listen and offer words of comfort and wisdom. She was beautiful both inside and out, and he couldn't help but feel lucky to be with her. He knew that she was the one he wanted to spend the rest of his life with, and he was happy to know that she felt the same way. They were always finding ways to make each other happy, and they always made sure to keep the spark alive in their relationship. They had a strong bond, and they knew that they could always count on each other. They enjoyed each other's company, and they never tired of being around each other. They had a strong sense of understanding and trust, and they always made sure to communicate openly and honestly with each other. They knew that communication was key to maintaining a strong and healthy relationship. And they always made sure to keep the lines of communication open. They enjoyed spending time together, whether it was going out for a romantic dinner or staying in for a cozy night at home. They enjoyed traveling and exploring new places, and they always made sure to make new memories together. They also had a shared hobby of playing board games, and they always enjoyed a good game night with friends. Board games brought two people so close together because they provided a fun and playful way for them to bond and connect. Playing games together allowed them to escape from the monotony of everyday life and focus on the present moment. They both enjoyed the thrill of competition and the laughter and fun that came from playing a game together. As they continued to play games together, their friendship deepened, and they both realized that they had feelings for each other. The intense moment of almost kissing during a board game was the turning point that led them to reveal their feelings to each other. The memories of those days spent playing board games together will stay with them for a long time, as they were some of the most special and meaningful moments in their relationship.